The Lost Signals present Was It Worth It? A series where we compare special editions of films to their original theatrical releases. Then we try and determine if the effort was worthwhile. The following program contains spoilers, adult language, and content. Hello, and welcome back to Was It Worth It? I'm Chris Morgan, and I'm here with Luis Duran.
Good evening.
Rob, I don't know your last name.
Reedy.
And Richard Perry.
Yeah, we probably should have asked that before we started.
Yeah.
It's Robert Reedy. Hello.
Should I start that over again?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, we're candid. We're candid.
So we just got done watching the extended cut of Suicide Squad, and we are going to compare it to the theatrical version to see if it was actually worth revisiting this film and putting the footage they cut out back into it. Just to bring us up to date, when we reviewed this over the summer when it first came out, it was Steve-O, Rich and Steve-O and I gave the movie a 2, and Rich gave it an 8. So you know that I'm coming from a place where I hated the movie, and Rich really liked the movie. So,
Guilty.
Yeah.
Calling him out right away.
Yep, exactly.
Damn boy.
So, we're going to go under the assumption that, pretty much everybody had seen Suicide Squad. If somebody wants to give me a quick rundown of the film, just to kind of give us a basis where to start. You don't have to give every single detail. Just give us a brief synopsis, Luis or Richard.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a little bit, and then if you want to jump in,
Sure.
Perry. So pretty much this is post Superman and Zod fight in Metropolis, and the U.S. government is pretty much putting together a team of superhumans to pretty much do their black ops work when the need arises. And from there, Amanda Waller starts pretty much putting the team together. You got Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, Slipknot, Katana,
Captain Boomerang.
Oh, Chris's favorite. And I think Diablo,
Yeah.
and I feel like we're missing
Colonel Rick Flag.
Oh yeah, Rick Flag,
And a bunch of expendable Navy
Yeah.
SEALs.
Oh, everybody else is expendable. Yeah. So yeah, it gets to the point where everything comes to a head when Enchantress.
Oh, Enchantress, yes.
Yeah,
Wait,
Enchantress.
did you forget Slipknot?
No,
He
threw him
was
in
there.
there.
He's like the third mention.
All right.
Don't
forget Slipknot.
Yeah.
He's the most important member of the team.
Honestly, always remember for Slipknot. So that's what they should have said before they went into the final fight.
Before they killed him off, they should have built him up as like the most badass member.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh my god, yeah, they
Like
definitely
Slipknot.
should have.
Oh,
Slipknot.
shit. How'd you get him?
honestly,
What they should have done was he was the only one who didn't have a backstory. Have them like pan in on him like they're going to start his backstory and then him get shot. So, it's like a little tease there.
it's
They have him start a flashback as he's like,
Yeah,
climbing up.
exactly.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Everyone had a backstory. No Slipknot with a backstory.
I mean, Katana, they kind of threw it in there too. It was like a 45, maybe a minute little origin of her just like, just getting revenge on.
Yeah, she goes climbing on the plane, and it's like, who's this chick? Oh, Katana.
It's Katana.
Let me capture your soul.
Yeah, she'll just cut you in half.
Yeah,
like whatever. Like,
Get a little Mortal Kombat on here.
yeah.
Your soul is mine.
So so as soon as Amanda Waller gets the go-ahead to get this team, it finally gets approved, Enchantress turns on her, and the Suicide Squad is born, and we all suffer for it.
Incidentally, enticing us with the idea of suicide.
The squad of suicide. Yes.
Okay, Rich, do you want to talk about the scenes they added and then we can get to the discussion?
Sure.
Or they added back into the film?
First off, there was not as much Joker as I thought there was going to be. I was lied to. Like, apparently, there's supposed to be like 2 scenes describing how he survived the plane crash that weren't in there. So that stayed pretty much the same. There were a lot of extended conversations between the members of the Suicide Squad, which helped develop their bond a little bit. And, of course, more flashbacks from Harley to hint at what could have been a better movie.
Yeah, honestly, I really like the one when she was on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Because that showed
was
a lot of her character. Yeah. And honestly, I didn't hate the Joker in that scene.
Well, that's what I remember. Like I said that in the beginning, how Amanda Waller goes off saying how she's more fearless, or she's crazier and more fearless than the Joker. They should have used that scene during that explanation, instead of using the one where they crash into the water and she's freaking out the whole time.
What they should have done was, I don't know, I might be in the minority in this, but I thought when we went to see it in the movie theater, and I thought even now that the Joker Harley stuff was the best stuff in here, and that's what should have been the movie, and the movie end with Harley in jail, or having like the mid credits be Amanda Waller having that first dinner conversation, or having a dinner or a conversation with Bruce, something, you know.
I totally agree. I think the most enticing part of this movie was the Harley Quinn Joker relationship. I think that part of the movie is what everyone was looking forward to, and that's what it should have been focused on more.
And the one scene they did not include that I was hoping they would was like in the first trailer, you hear Joker's laugh and he comes into the morgue. And I was kind of like hoping there'd be some context for that, and there wasn't. So they let me down. I think Rob, you and I are the only ones who really like Jared Leto's Joker, or am I alone in that?
No, I do agree. The only part of Jared Leto's Leto, I don't know how anyone says his last name. Jared Leto, that's how I say it. The only part of his Joker I disliked was the hunka. I like hunka. Like, other than that, I did appreciate what he tried to do with the Joker. I do not dislike his Joker. I appreciate what he did with it, and I don't know. I thought it was done very well. I think everything throughout the entire movie, I thought he did very well with it.
I agree. I do like his Joker a lot, believe it or not. It was a different take than we've seen before. And, which
is good. It's good to change it up.
Yeah.
Well, what I liked is that, whether it was Jared Leto's decision, or I imagine it was, considering he has like really good, good clout. He has like a good track record, is that he made it his own. Just like Heath Ledger made Joker his own as well. And I imagine other people have. Like, what I would hope is that the director didn't have to guide him too much, but enough. And I honestly, the part with Common, I thought was a great scene. Because you could see he was being maniacal. He was being like a little sadistic. You could see all the gears turning in his head. That he's gonna die. Like but he's gonna do it in his own way.
That quick, even if they didn't do that quick flash, like when you saw him make up his mind about killing the guy, the look on his right hand man's face as soon as he started like talking to him, it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to clean this up.
Mm-hmm. And with Common too, like Common right away was like, no, Joker, that's your girl, Joker.
Yeah,
and Joker's like, I don't give a shit.
I think he says like damn right or something like that at one point, right before he pulls out the gun. But even with to go on also with the extended scenes, going back to the one I mentioned with the motorcycle, it also showed like there was really good lines in there that I wish I would have left in. Because he was not afraid of death, but she's like, but you're afraid of my heart. Yeah. It's like, that's one of the things, like, obviously, it's like, whatever it is, like, commitment and everything, but it showed range for her character, too, because it comes back in the flashback, like, you see that she's kind of going through it, and it was also a line that I wanted to bring up that I didn't catch the first time around, when she's talking to, it was Deadshot, and the whole time she's just like, oh, after he explains that, he doesn't believe in love or anything like that. After killing so many people, like, you don't love anymore. She's just like classbook or textbook sociopath. She just goes right back to being. She has. It was. I wish I appreciated it a little more.
Like when she's tearing down everybody during the walk too.
Oh yeah.
She's like bringing up all their breaking points.
And she also did it. I noticed when they're having a drink at the bar. And she's talking to Diablo. She's like, you got to own that. You got to own you know, who you are, what you did, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, that is, you know, the psychiatrist in her coming out again. Ugh.
Yeah, it's acceptance. I mean, yeah, part of the grief process. That's what he was kind of doing, I guess, the whole time.
Yeah.
But I think we're adding also a lot of depth to it that they didn't mean to.
Well, you know, I think it goes without saying that Margot Robbie, Jared Leto, Viola Davis, and Will Smith were about the only performances worthwhile. I mean, Katana, I'm sure, was fine. And I'm sure Jay Hernandez was, but his character was written terribly. And
I was just going to say.
Katana was not
Katana
written
was
at
so
all.
one-dimensional, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, she wasn't written well, and, you know, she wasn't written at all.
I was going to say, Jay Hernandez, I think out of everyone that acted in this movie, I think Jay Hernandez is other than Will Smith, maybe Margot Robbie. I haven't seen her in a lot. I think this is the only movie I ever actually watched her in, but Jay Hernandez, I think, played Diablo very well.
Yeah.
I thought he was honestly, he was the only character in the movie I actually cared about, because he was the only character that actually had development in the movie. And
I credit that to the actor, because he was very, like, you know, by the book kind of pathos character, you know, there wasn't much to him, but he added, as an actor, he added a lot to it.
Yeah,
definitely a ton.
Yeah, his character, I think, had probably the complete arc, like the beginning, middle, and end. Mm-hmm. And he had, you know, he sacrificed himself. I mean, for the greater good, so to speak,
for his family,
and for his family too.
Yeah, there's that family that he did that for.
That was weak.
That was weak.
Yeah, holding his wife in his arm, like, yeah, she'd be burned to ashes anyway. But
she disintegrated in his hand.
But she was perfectly fine. She was not.
Before, and then just turned straight to ash.
And then stupid boomerang.
Like, oh my god, she's just knocked out. Whoosh.
Can we talk about Captain Boomerang? Can we talk about him, please?
Captain Unnecessary.
I want to talk about that guy that does not matter in the entire movie.
The guy or the actor?
We can talk about both.
I have nothing against the actor.
All right.
It's like, but she's just
Nobody
like,
likes
she's like,
him.
he tussled.
Let's talk about that.
He tussled with a metahuman and lived to tell about it. It was a good guy. It was the fucking Flash.
Yeah.
He knocked him out, threw some handcuffs on him. The end. And she talks about it as if this like this feat. It's like he's got experience dealing with metahumans.
He might as well
use
be
him.
He might as well be climbing walls at that point.
He's a loudmouth drunk who carries a stuffed unicorn and, like, whatever, a shit ton of tall boys. Like, he is so uninteresting.
And it's not like his boomerangs don't even do much as they do in the comics, where like it's ridiculous of a character as he is. At least he's deadly with those. Mm-hmm. This is just like when he kills his partner, he just like throws it at him. The shit doesn't even come back.
Yeah,
it never comes back to him.
Thank
you for bringing that up. The boomerang never comes back to him. He might as well be carrying a knife. The boomerang does not come back.
Oh, wait, holy shit! I never thought about that. It never occurred to me. I'm like, yeah,
he is pointless.
Boomerang.
He is
I'm
pointless.
sorry, it comes back once.
No, it never does.
No, it comes back once. Yeah, because he says
Katana
it.
pushes him up against the wall, and he's just like.
Because he missed it. Because he missed. Otherwise, it's a goal. He has to walk over there and pick it up.
If they're gonna have him in there and they have that happen, at least play up the comedy of it, of him throwing his boomerang and then having to walk the 10, 15 feet to go get it.
No, I think they tried. I think what we saw was them.
Well, they tried, yeah.
Trying and failing, but definitely trying to make him funny, likable.
At least have him and Slipknot be like those two bad guys that like stand off in the corner, like henchmen 21 and 24 that just like somehow survive and make it to the end.
Hey, I just have to say this once. I agree with Honest Trailers. I'm giving you a shout out. When you said Hollywood stop trying to force Jai Courtney on us, like second, third, and fourth that, man. I mean, he is just fucking terrible. I mean,
is that Captain Boomerang?
Yeah, that's Captain Boomerang. I don't know who he was supposed to be, but Jesus Christ, he was fucking terrible, dude. I mean, maybe it's not the actor, maybe it's the fucking the way the character was written, but he was fucking terrible.
I think a lot of this movie it's definitely writing on what, assumably, it's thinking is the coattails of Guardians of the Galaxy, and it tried so much to squeeze in like very, very like very strange, or I'm blanking on the word, but like little details on characters where they really don't need, like the unicorn thing. Come on, like no, that's like you don't need to do that.
Holy shit! I have
Like,
never
then
heard.
It's like then you have like Katana, like the very like or angry, like obviously just a walking weapon, one-dimensional character, and then but it tries to be something that they really are not, and they just did not do a good job until although I remember when I first watched the movie, the bar scene I think was finally when everything started to come together, but way too late.
That bar scene should have happened like towards the beginning of the
or like the middle, I'd say, like right in the middle when they finally figure out like everything's going to shit in the city.
You can't save the team building for 15 minutes before the last fight starts.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think it was Louis who said it right while we were watching the movie. Like, instead of having this big effects Ghostbusters thing, or was it you, Rich, that said that the big battle should have been like the Justice League fighting off in the distance, and these guys just trying to get the hell out of it, like kind of do an escape from New York thing.
It's like as soon as they get there, Deadshot puts a bullet in Flag's head. They kill everyone else. They're like, all right, let's get out of this fucking city. Yeah, that should be the whole rest of the movie.
There's another guy
have been fighting for their lives. Have been fighting for their lives, and that'll be the conflict.
Suicide Squad escape from what is it? Midway City.
Here's what it should have happened.
By John Carpenter.
That's perfect.
Have a Snake Plissken cameo at some point.
What should have happened was Flag kill Boomerang, and then kill Flag, and be like, we're out of here. Kill the two most annoying characters in the movie, end it in the first 5 minutes, and then have the rest of the movie, letting them get out. And then, intermixed with like Harley Quinn telling her story, because that was definitely the most interesting part of the film. But I want to get back to something Louis said. This was DC fucking up Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, yeah. That is such a perfect analogy.
I mean,
it really is. It's perfect.
Yeah. So, I think when we finished watching the movie, like the credits were rolling, and they have their own soundtrack. Like they have a soundtrack and everything like that. But everything that's in the movie is straight up like 70s, 80s pop rock.
Mm-hmm. And by the numbers, 80s.
And it's literally, they really trying, like, that's the only reason I say, that's another reason, just to support my argument, is that they had a good soundtrack. They could have made a little more, to their touch. But no, they wanted to put in, what was it? We heard Queen. Mm-hmm. We had, I'm pretty sure, AC/DC I think was in there.
I totally hated
Creedence
this soundtrack.
Clearwater Revival I think was in there.
It was totally by the numbers. It's just like, filmmakers' first book on like adding pop music to your movie. They had Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm like, okay, everybody has
for no reason. I don't know.
And it wasn't even like on the actual, I think movie, CD. They actually have Panic at the Disco's Bohemian Rhapsody. It's not even Queen.
But like the music served no narrative purpose to it. I mean, it's just like it's like
there was
shit they added
to it.
What got me too is I noticed this during Harley Quinn's fight. Is the action did not line up with like any of the beats
exactly,
because like there were certain points in the song where it would have been great to have like a hit or something crashing through the window just to like accent it or give it any other purpose besides just some random douche walking onto the set and like turning up the boombox, have this music playing in the background.
That's exactly what this movie was. That actually
would have been fucking cool if, like, you had some, somebody on the street with a boombox, like turning it on just randomly.
That would have made so much more sense.
Have Jack Nicholson's Joker walk in with a boombox like in that Prince scene.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh god, no.
Just like shove Jared Leto out of the way.
No. How to make a movie worse? Add Jack Nicholson's Joker into it.
See, like they could carry the comedy too. Like that. One thing I didn't like too is they struggled to try to be very dramatic, I'd say, but then also shoehorning comedy. A lot of jokes fell flat for me.
Yeah,
but some of them were fine. But like the Suicide Squad thing, like when Will Smith said that, or
I guess that means we're some kind of Suicide
look at the camera.
Wait, did they have that in the theatrical version?
Yeah, they did.
They had to have. Yeah, dude, I think I remember the same time I was scoffed, or it was just like, ugh.
No wonder Steve-O and I wanted to beat the shit out of you for liking this movie.
I don't
I think he tried to hop the table that day.
But
I actually forced myself to like this movie after I saw it. I'll be honest. Like
Once
I saw this movie, I walked out and I was like, "Oh God, it's BVS all over again." And then like next day, I woke up and I was like, I was reading a bunch of shit, and I was like, oh, "Okay, I'm reading, watching YouTube videos," and I was like, you know what? I love the colors that they're portraying on these posters, so I'm gonna like this movie.
They earned that makeup Oscar.
I love myself some Joker. Joker is one of my favorite characters of all time. The Joker is one of my favorite characters of all time. So I'm gonna like this movie. And yeah. And then watching this movie again tonight, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, this is terrible. This is, oh God. Like, Jared Leto did do justice to the Joker, minus the honka. Like, I thought he did a good portrayal of the Joker.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah,
I wanted more Slipknot.
Yeah,
we need some more Slipknot.
Seriously.
I think
He should get a
DC
standalone.
needs.
Yeah, he should
I
get a
think
standalone
DC
movie.
needs a Slipknot movie.
And it ends with him getting blown off and just hanging
Yeah,
around.
this-
You know what?
Slipknot-
You know what? They should like set up the antagonism between him and that like female officer that he headbutted. It's like she's got a mouth. Like have her being the one like talking shit to him the entire time he's in jail.
What a terrible line, too. She's got a mouth. Oh, all right.
The entire movie, he's just in jail, and this chick is talking to him, and then he just.
I thought you were going to say
again.
this entire movie is a terrible line. I wouldn't say.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, you could tell you could tell the characters they cared about writing for, and the characters they just didn't. You know, there's just like they put trailer fodder in their mouths.
Why would they make it so obvious that he was going to die? That's what bothers me. It's like they didn't even attempt to hide it. It's like, hey, can you pick out which one of these guys is not going to make it? It's like, I'll pick the one that's not in the trailers and who didn't get an intro or a theme song.
Oh, yeah, and this is Slipknot. He can climb things with a grappling hook. Everyone can climb things with a grappling hook. Pretty sure. Good Lord. I mean, at least show some of his prowess, some of his whatever, you know? Like, that's what I wanted to see. I see some crazy shit. Like, if he would have scaled that building like one leap, or like grabbed onto it like the goddamn Hulk and then just launched himself up, yeah, that'd be pretty damn cool. And then just see his headless body just come back down. Like, yeah, I think that'd be a little more telling of, yeah, that's about to happen if you try to do that.
Like I was saying, like I think they should have saved his intro right before his head got blown off. I think it would have made it a little better.
Actually, would have even been better if, like, you know, he showed up and he and Boomerang were talking about escaping, and as soon as he nodded, he got like got one in the head, and that was it. The hit Slipknot didn't even get to do anything. I mean, it'd have been more appropriate.
He actually gave a head nod, like when Boomerang was talking to him, like, "Hey, you want to do this?" He was like,
To be honest with you, did they add any, like, a few seconds more Boomerang? Because as I remember in the movie, they break him out of jail, and then the next thing you see is him like dying. I don't remember what he looked like, and I'm watching this movie now, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's Boomerang. Okay,
Boomerang or Slipknot?
Slipknot. Sorry, I mean, yeah, you can't have.
You got Boomerang on the brain, bro.
Yeah, I just can't stand him, man. he was like,
I gotta figure to go home. There's a poster of Captain Boomerang there.
He got Boomerang all
I was telling Rob
it's like I
precast.
try to get over it, but it just keeps coming back.
Well, I was telling you guys, and Rob, I think, agreed with me. It's like when you want to see Apocalypse and you saw the Game of Thrones chick that they got to play Jean Grey. I mean, she just stood out as so awful. She destroyed every scene. And Boomerang was the same reason, which is why every time he came on, I was like,
just fucking kill him.
Just put him out of here.
That's what the sequel's for.
He leaves, and you're like, at the bar scene, he leaves, and you're like, all right, thank God. And then he comes walking back in, and you're like, why the fuck are you back, dude?
He wasn't in the rest of this movie, right? This is extended?
You know what I would love? Like, they do the whole, like, he actually leaves the whole time, and then all of a sudden, when Amanda Waller, like, fucking threatens him and everything like that, then he uses the boomerang, knocks it out of her hand.
You know what would be great?
Call back.
To have him, like, throw one at the beginning. Like, as soon as I get there, just, like, throw one. and like as soon as she pulls out the device at the end, it just like comes like and knocks it out of her hand.
It's like a whole like Family Guy. Like
That's Black Dynamite.
Yeah,
kinda.
Black
I threw that before I came in the room.
There
Dude,
you
that
go,
shit
Black
before I walked in the
Dynamite
room.
Before I came in the city.
And anybody who's listened to Rich, Louie, and I, this is the part of the show where we rewrite the film.
Oh yeah, it's starting to turn that way. I'd say let's maybe pull the reins. I'm still wondering. Oh, all right, so going back to things that they did add, the whole part where like to spread the word, I think it was kind of added in, so that was pretty cool to see. That's what I want to see, a lot of team camaraderie, because it's all like usually it's just one character talking to another, but I want to see them actually interacting as a team.
Agreed.
So finally, they can deserve the title of Suicide Squad.
I mean,
Instead of Will Smith and Friends.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
With special guest Harley Quinn.
Oh,
Deadshot as Will Smith.
I want to talk about Deadshot real quick. I counted the amount of times that Will Smith actually wore the mask of Deadshot. He only wore the mask for 20 seconds.
Really?
Wow.
Because when he first had the mask at the beginning, I remember thinking, did they add this in? Because I don't remember him wearing the mask at all when I went to see it in the movie theater.
Well, you can't hide Will Smith behind a mask.
Yeah, God
No.
forbid.
Mm-hmm.
Do not hide Will Smith. Was he contracted to this movie?
Like,
Why was he in this
Like
movie?
doing a
Will
favor
Smith,
for a
like,
friend.
honestly, I admire Will Smith as an actor, and I'm surprised that he was in this movie.
Will Smith can do whatever he wants
yeah,
at this point.
he can, and he's a really good actor. I just wish they had, I don't know. I just felt like there were times he was like doing the quintessential Will Smith, but like the times he was actually, communicating pathos, or, when he was having the conversations with Harley Quinn, when it was the two of them talking like people and not, those were some of the greatest scenes. And then, they'd get to him being Deadshot and, not in his introduction, because his introduction I thought was great when he's talking to the guy. He's like, trying to get 1 million, then 2 million into his account before he'd take the hit. I thought that was great. But I felt like there's a certain point in the movie where like the writers said, okay, they handed it off to like, the monkeys with typewriters and said, all right, write the rest of this film, because that's the way it felt. It felt like Deadshot went from like being a character to being like, hey, here's all the things you'd expect Will Smith to say.
I feel like Will Smith maybe did have some kind of pull on this, because I don't know why it would have started. It started with him, right? That was
It started with Harley.
No, it started with him.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. It did.
So it started with him, and then they had the Harley, and then they go to Amanda Waller, and then you start finding out why they're starting to do these profiles for some reason.
Yeah, why didn't they put Amanda Waller's entrance in the beginning?
Because apparently Viola Davis doesn't have anything on Will Smith for some reason. I don't know why. Like, if anything, you put Viola Davis first as Amanda Waller. Because you put that, and then they literally have the title screen right after her scene. Like,
Yeah.
Why not do the Suicide Squad and then the profile?
Ever since Superman came down, and then did not anymore, the world's changed. Suicide Squad title screen.
Do we really want to remind people of like, Man of Steel or Batman versus Superman? I mean, shouldn't we just like wipe the slate clean? Just like not even mention that?
I waited so long for Batman versus Superman, and I got.
Yeah,
I liked it.
You liked Batman versus Superman?
I don't hate it. I if it's on, I'll watch it. It's on, I'll watch it.
I forced myself to watch that.
I just watch all the good stuff on YouTube.
All right, what's the? Oh, you mean the Wonder Woman stuff and all right.
Yeah.
Someone clapped. Oh, all right. When I went to see Batman v Superman, all right, Batman v Superman, and then Wonder Woman jumped on screen with her shield. Someone clapped.
That was amazing.
Someone clapped in the theater, and I said, "What the hell are you clapping at?"
That might have been
This
Rich
movie
and I.
sucks. Oh, that was you guys?
That was us. That was
You
Rich
guys
and
were
I.
in the theater? Oh.
Dude, it's just like, it's just like that thing
Dude,
comes
I'm
on.
so sorry for saying
But
shut
the
the fuck
music,
up
too.
at that point.
We weren't listening to you. We were too busy, like, being psyched that she had blocked the thing.
When the music hit,
That music
music
hit,
hit.
man. That music was,
dude,
that
I'm
music's
so
really
sorry
sweet.
I
for
didn't
what
clap,
I
though.
said at
Oh,
that
we were
time.
totally ignoring you. Rich and I were both like, ah.
Dude, that's totally fine. I'm so sorry.
I think
guys.
I think it was a clap
Everyone laughed.
for the same reason that there was one when Rey grabbed the lightsaber from Kylo Ren. There was always that one person in the back, like, yeah.
About time. Well, there was no clapping, I know, for Suicide Squad.
No, there wasn't
Nobody
at all.
clapped.
No one clapped.
No.
Jared Leto
somebody
came
tries-
in and he
if
said,
it- yeah.
"Not today."
Somebody tries to slow clap, just get beamed in the back of the head with a soda.
Like it's
the fuck
undeserving
up.
of any clap. Even the thought of
I don't know. It's like when Rich and I went to see Batman v Superman, which is definitely a worse movie than this. I don't know. I wasn't angry at it.
so.
Maybe it's because I was just too busy watching Rich like be disappointed. I mean, his just like his face melting. But like when we went to see Suicide Squad, I'm watching these like high school kids like talking about how great it was. I'm just like, get the fuck out of my way. I don't want to hear
I
you.
remember that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to hear your shit talk about how good this movie was. Get the fuck out of the way.
I really want to vote at the end of this. Who thought Batman v Superman was better than Suicide Squad? Like, did you guys think that Batman v Superman was better than Suicide Squad?
Absolutely, yes.
Wait, you thought Batman v
Batman v Superman. Excuse me, Dawn of Justice beats Oscar award-winning
They should
Suicide
not
Squad.
have won that shit.
Seriously,
all right?
no,
excuse me.
Star Trek
totally
Beyond should have
agree.
fucking won that. Star
I
Trek
agree
Beyond.
that,
yeah.
I agree
That
that
movie was rubbish.
Totally agree.
What was rubbish? Star
100%.
Trek.
I did not like Star Trek Beyond.
Get the fuck out of here. Get off my podcast. I
I'm
don't care if you're
saying,
one
dude.
nine.
Hit him with Spock.
I did
in front
not
of you.
even
Throw Spock at
see.
him.
Yeah, I know. He knows.
I
what he
did
did.
not even
He knows
see
what he
Star
did.
Trek Beyond.
You
but I
didn't
can
see
tell
Star
you-
Trek Beyond?
No, but I could tell you that totally was better than.
Yeah, it most certainly was. I mean, like, you know,
At least
I'm
the makeup was for sure.
Oh, for sure.
completely.
Doctor Strange should have won as well, but that's another.
Doctor Strange is awesome.
Doctor Strange. Oh,
Well, for effects, it was
fantastic.
Yeah. Here's like the trying to when we discuss DC movies, we end up talking about every other movie.
True.
Marvel movies, yeah. Hey, let's talk about Logan. No.
I mean,
Yeah, well, they do it better because there was planning for it, and like DC was like, "Holy shit, we made these
They're
three great.
scrambling.
We made
Yeah.
these
It's
three
because it's
great.
Disney. Disney does everything better. Disney is going to run the world.
No, but
Yeah.
the thing is, they
Yep.
were like, hey, let's tie this into the Nolan films. They were really good, and Christopher Nolan's like, no, you're not. No, so they had to reboot the universe, and they did it wrong, completely wrong. They thought that like what made the Dark Knight trilogy, his movies good was the fact that it was gritty and real. And yeah, sure, because you can do that with Batman. You cannot do that with Superman. I mean, why Marvel works is because they focus on character. I mean, they make the most ridiculous shit. When they made Guardians, I'm like, there's no fucking way they're going to get me to like, a talking raccoon. And as soon as I saw that first trailer for Guardians, I'm like, how the fuck do they keep doing this? I don't know how they do it, but I'm excited to see this movie. And you see DC movies and you're like, why are they even bothering? Why?
It's because they try to ape the best bits of like the superhero movies before them without understanding why it works.
yeah.
Like you see that with Suicide Squad. Like they have like the catchy 70s, 80s soundtrack going on without actually first giving it a reason, utilizing it correctly, and I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't use the source material in the right way in any form. Like, Deadshot should not have a family that I should care about. It should be something either monetary or like freedom wise, or if it is tied with his family, they did not do it right. Not for me, because I don't buy it. I didn't buy like the whole daughter thing.
I totally agree with you on that. Like when Batman comes in, it's like, why is Batman here? I do not care about Deadshot and his daughter. Totally agree with you.
You know what's
Batman
really
just wait until he got back to his house?
And why would Deadshot be in
Batman's
Gotham?
a douche at that point.
But
Yeah,
why
he
would
even picked to stop to jump him in an alley?
Yeah,
Why would
right in
he
front of his
jump
daughter.
him with his daughter? Batman is a
Right.
douchebag. Ben Affleck.
You know what?
Fuck you.
You know what? If you know what Deadshot should did? He's like, all right, Joe, chill.
Is it?
Gonna kill me? Gonna kill me in front of my daughter?
And kick my
It's
ass
like-
in front of my daughter.
That
Fuck
would
me
have
up now, Batman. Fuck me up. Fuck me up.
call him
What's
out,
up, Batman?
But then
Bring it
again,
on.
why is Deadshot going to Gotham? Why the fuck are you stepping in
Yeah,
Gotham?
it's true.
But that's
At night.
Deadshot's always been in Gotham.
here's a
though.
perfect example of Rich writing the movie. It's just like that should have been, his thing to Batman.
Because then it could have caused a Zack Snyder flashback. Martha. Oh, just like disappear.
Why are you saying Martha? Why are you saying that?
Sorry, Bruce. That ain't
then
my
he-
safe
then he gets
word.
a real
That's
ass
Superman's safe
kicking.
word.
Good God. Then he puts him in the ICU for like 6 months.
Next scene is him in the fucking Netflix.
All strung up and everything like that. All limbs like he's got a straw in his mouth.
Daddy, why'd you bring up his dead parents? I don't know, sweetie.
That's fantastic. Oh,
It was a mistake on Daddy's part.
I did it.
Don't forget to write.
You know what would have been cool at the end as well?
Deadshot.
I guess they kind of were going. I'm hoping that you know what? I'm gonna force my interpretation onto this movie. And like at the end, that
Well, somebody should.
when he's talking to his daughter and everything like that, like she's just getting details on how to be a better assassin than him and not get caught.
Oh my god, I never thought
And then
about
she
that.
fucking
That
breaks
is
him out, and then
phenomenal.
if they do a sequel,
That-
like, she breaks him out.
That would have been.
Oh my god, could you imagine that? Like, like instead of like Joker, or at least instead of Joker, like bringing Harley out, so the walk is broken down, you see like little tiny person in the SWAT uniform pulls off the helmet.
At the end of the movie, though, you'd be like, "What the hell is this?"
What I thought was interesting, getting back to the daughter relationship, about caring for them, is I actually cared about his family more in Arrow, where you didn't see them, and you just focused on Deadshot as a character. I thought they did that better, and I think it probably would have been. I understand why for a cinematic release they'd have to do that, and especially being Will Smith, but I think that would be more effective to have to see the effect of his family on Deadshot, because Will Smith's that kind of an actor where you don't really need to see his family, that he can actually convey that without having to see that. And I think that would have actually improved it. So like there's one shot of like why WB, they have their shit together better on TV than they actually do on film.
Yeah.
Oh, they kill it animated. They kill it.
Well, all right, the animated goes without saying.
Yeah, I love their animated movies.
Yeah.
DC has
That was
fantastic animated
That was
movies.
actually the first time that they made me. That actually got me excited for a Wonder Woman movie when they did their animated version.
Oh yeah,
And
that
what was
blew me
it?
away.
They did like a Green Arrow short film.
Mhm.
That was fantastic.
Spectre
Like, wow,
one
I
was
actually
pretty crazy.
yeah, Inspector too.
That one.
They did like
that one was
they did like a
nuts.
70s or like a 70s horror film.
Who the hell is Spectre?
It's the Angel of Death.
Yeah, he's usually like he has a green cloak and he's pale.
Oh yes, I
Usually
know
that's
that.
his-
Hal Jordan was a host for him at one point.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know that man. Yes.
But that's when this movie was greenlit. I think our Assault on Arkham had been out, but it was planned to be out. I saw that one first, obviously because it came out before, but I loved it, and I was thinking, all right, cool, we're finally going to see. I mean, I dug Man of Steel, fine. I'm usually a hater, but for somehow today, like I'm liking everything that you guys hate. Everything you guys put it down. I'm picking back up.
Louis Duran
Yeah.
confesses.
Hey,
Man of
this is one of those things.
Steel. Wah, wah, wah.
Well,
dig
when we
it.
rewatched Man of Steel for the Countdown to Justice podcast, I realized how much Hans Zimmer's music really carried that movie, because the
it
movie
was
was pretty
phenomenal,
tinker toy. And then you talk to Louis, and it's like,
Well, yeah, I mean the Hans Zimmer thing, but it also was paired against Dark Knight. So I remember right before we were gonna watch it, and then right before Corona, I was like, I'm gonna try my best to convince you Man of Steel is better than the Dark Knight. But at the end, I think it was like,
No
I think it was like 10 minutes, and I was like, yeah, I can't,
way.
I can't. There's no way. But I'm gonna make an argument for sure that Man of Steel is not a bad movie.
yeah, because that's where we came out of it. Because I came out realizing that I liked it less than I thought I
Like,
did.
I
but
didn't hate Man of Steel at all. Like what were we gonna say?
No, go.
No, I didn't hate it at all. And like, I feel like Batman v Superman
Thank you.
would have carried better if they had another Superman sequel before that. Because there was absolutely nothing earned in that film. Because like they have him set up as like the savior, that he has a statue in the park, and all they talk about is how afraid of him people are. Like, that's it. He has no like heroism shown. They don't have him being that beacon of hope that everybody's like, oh, Superman.
Well, because Zack Snyder is too busy conveying him as like this Christ figure. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, could he do that anymore?
When have they not done that?
No, but seriously.
It's like literally every movie that they've had him in has had him as a Christ symbol.
Not in 1978 one.
Yeah.
No, when?
Yes. Marlon Brando's speech. I give them my one and only son.
Yeah, they have
all right.
They have a lot of Christian.
But disappears.
You're down there,
he disappears and then comes back at 35.
Okay.
You're down.
Okay, all right. I'll give you that one.
Don't
But it
forget
was much more subtle.
Yeah,
it was totally much more subtle. It wasn't like the horseshit
I guess compared to Zack Snyder,
it was very heavy-handed. Yeah.
Yeah. Zack Snyder was like hitting you over. It was like he taped the Bible to the end of a sledgehammer and just smashed your skull.
Is this like his like parochial school coming out?
Zack Snyder is Hitler.
We've gone there.
Let's just get that out of the way, all right? He's trying to bash that shit into your head. Zack Snyder.
Slow-mo.
I didn't really
just saying Zack Snyder just reminds me of slow-mo.
I mean, how do you get... I thought Hitler was an atheist. How do you get that,
Hitler isn't an atheist.
Wait,
Zack Snyder is a bad man.
He's the bad man.
He's a shitty filmmaker,
He's
but
the
other than
man.
Don't say Zack Snyder's name.
Zack Snyder is
You'll be
the
stuck.
bye-bye man.
You'll be stuck in slow-mo.
Who did Suicide Squad again?
That was
David Ayers.
David Ayers.
Yeah. And that was another thing. It was like all the fucking slow-mo. It was like,
oh, fucking David Ayers. He
honestly,
did
there wasn't
Street
that
Kings. He just did a bunch of cop dramas. Like,
he did that movie Fury about
remember.
the army tank. Yep.
With Brad
That was
Pitt.
good.
Yeah.
What happened here?
And First
I think
Watch.
a lot of it's editing and post-production. Or just tampering. And Will Smith.
It was just a completely different
Just a
atmosphere for this guy. He should not have done this movie.
Honestly, I really like this. I give a lot of credit for the style, though.
Well, you know what? He should have done this movie if they didn't have the fucking Ghostbusters bullshit happen. If they really did make it more Escape from New York or more of a heist movie. Like, I mean, it would have been really cool if they had like some kind of something happening where, there's a town with martial law and they actually had to get in there because they were cut off from Amanda Waller, and basically, Flag was on his own, and like it's like they had no credentials to get in. They basically had to get in, and the climax of the movie is they find out they were going to get Amanda Waller, the person that like was pulling their strings. It would have been a much more interesting movie, but like you get this bullshit with this fucking Ghostbusters ending, and like there's that fight scene when they first get in there and all the whatever mutants are coming at them. And first of all, it's like by the numbers, boring, shoot 'em up fight scene. But then for some reason, they would just intermix bits of slow-mo in it, which I don't remember from the theatrical version. But like watching this, I'd be like, no wonder I fucking hated, this in the theater, because with the introduction, when for the most part, the beginning of the movie for me works. The middle, it just gets worse as it goes along. And I think it really would have worked better as a smaller scale movie than trying to compete with the larger scale, action movies.
Their team is not built for it. Like their heaviest hitter was the Enchantress.
Mm-hmm.
There's like none of them on the team.
Yeah.
The heaviest hitter was Diablo.
That's true.
Right.
Enchantress, right away from the beginning, was the antagonist.
It would have been a much more interesting movie if they'd made it a smaller scale movie. Maybe even leave out Killer Croc and Diablo and just kind of like integrate them in, at some future date. Give the franchise somewhere to go. So,
Just walking by a sewer. Hey, where you guys going? Gonna go save the world. I'm in.
Yo, okay.
Right.
Let me get on Killer Croc right now, because before anything, once I saw the picture of the entire Suicide Squad, everybody saw that picture of the Suicide Squad, and I saw Killer Croc, and I was like, "Oh man, I hope he does not die, because I know all about the Suicide Squad. Everybody's got to die." And then when it got to that scene where he was like, "This is my lair. This is my lair.
Oh, yeah.
This is my home. I'm gonna get in there." Whatever he said, and I was like,
it's
"Oh
I
man,
live on the ground. Y'all just tourists.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. That's it right
God.
there."
Yeah.
Thank you, Marie. Once he said that, and I was like, "Oh my god, Killer Croc, do not die." I was rooting for Killer Croc since I saw the picture.
Dude, he had
Online.
BETV to watch, man.
I
know.
say, like,
He
how
did
do
not-
you feel? How do you feel they executed the character of Killer Croc? Because I feel
He needed more. He was just there. He was there the entire time. I wanted more from Killer Croc.
That should be the tagline for the DCEU. We need more.
We need more Killer Croc.
we need more. Yeah.
We know they need more.
We need more Batman.
They
Batman
need
v
more
Superman.
characters. What they need,
Oh, they need a ton more character.
because they developed about 2 characters, and everybody else was just kind of like a sideshow.
What 2 characters?
They developed Harley and Deadshot. That's about it.
Yeah, I say nobody else really.
As much as
And
they were
that was a
kid-
barely. That was a
Yeah,
barely
I'd
on the
say,
2
yeah.
characters.
But that's the whole thing. They didn't really do a good job.
I know, and DC sucks on that aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just.
They don't make you care. They just expect you to know who
Mm.
these characters are, what they're about,
Mm.
and then just watch the movie.
Or they just make him expendable, and
Yeah.
for what reason? Why? If you're gonna make him expendable, why have him there in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Have literally some consequence. Develop long enough so we have an
know
emotional
what?
attachment, and then
If they're
pull him
going to
away,
make him
pull the rug out
expendable,
from under us.
take the Mortal Kombat Annihilation approach.
Oh
Just start
boy,
fucking throwing characters in there and killing them off immediately.
that'd be
What?
actually pretty cool.
What's that? Oh my god! I just saw the forearm chick. What was her?
Oh, Shiva.
Shiva. Yeah, Shiva. Cage.
Yeah. They kill. Yeah,
Like Noob Saibot shows up for 10 seconds to get his ass kicked.
Rain.
Oh my god, I
Yeah,
forgot
Rain.
about Rain.
no, the Ermac.
Ermac too.
Ermac. Yeah,
Ermac.
Ermac was in there.
But man, like,
Jesus.
but that's the thing. And for all the characters that they shouldn't,
Can we
like, if Slipknot should not have been in there, or Captain Boomerang, that gives so much more room for them to develop the characters that you could care. Like Katana seems like it could be a really
Right.
nuanced character. Like
Mhm.
for God's sake, she was crying and speaking into her samurai sword where her dead boyfriend, her husband's soul lives.
If you'd kept it to Katana, Flag, Harley, and and obviously Joker and Deadshot. I mean, that's your movie. If you want to throw in Killer Croc, fine. Just leave out 2 or 3 more characters. I mean, you definitely didn't fucking need. Oh God, who is the Ghostbusters chick? I can't remember. Gozer.
Enchantress.
Enchantress, yeah, there you go. They really didn't need her. Keep it like a smaller scale film. Really make it character focused.
I'm really wondering why what pisses me off too is that going back to like the source material, Amanda Waller is not dumb. Why the hell would you have Harley Quinn on a goddamn team as an agent of chaos?
She's completely useless.
Yeah, give her a revolver and a bat. No, are you kidding me?
She's
not up against
a
god.
90s character.
Like,
she is a
no.
90s character. Everyone loved her. That's why they threw her into this movie.
But they approached this movie wrong. I think that's the crux of the matter is they just approached the movie wrong.
Like you get like really good heavy hitters from the that are like minor second villain rate. I'd say like from DC, and none of these characters even fit the bill.
You know what? I would have even taken Pied Piper at this point.
Piper, get out of here! Yeah, make him badass though. Like, that'd be pretty sweet.
Just rides in on an army of rats.
All right. So anyway, just to kind of bring it around full circle, about like what they added into the movie, just to kind of bring it back to the original point, because this movie's obviously flawed, even for those two people, one person who actually likes this movie. The stuff they added. I mean, is it something they should have added? Should they have kept it? Was this the preferred version, so to speak? If you're going to see one version of it, was it worth it to make this version, to add the stuff back?
Yeah, because there was only like 11 minutes that were cut out of the film, rather than the extra hour that Batman v Superman had. But like this stuff shouldn't have been cut out, because it was, I don't know, it helped me care a little more about these people. It showed like some camaraderie forming before the bar scene.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like this movie, so I would have rather seen this version in theaters than what we saw earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least it gives me a chance to add a little more to what I thought was, the movie was kind of failing on.
God, DC needs to stop cutting out necessary scenes from their movies.
With Batman v Superman, there's so much slow motion shit that they could have cut out, and like the bits of character that they added in there. I mean, there was like 30 minutes they added to it, and 10 minutes they needed to, and 20 minutes they didn't. So I'm going to agree with you guys, because here was a movie that was definitely trimmed, and actually this is one case where the stuff they took out was like the better stuff in the film. So I agree with Rich and Louie. Rob,
what do you think?
I would say anything that was taken out was, oh God, the only thing that was added in that actually made sense, probably when they're marching down the street, and I think it was Boomerang maybe, and he was talking to a character. Honestly, the whole movie sucks. I'm gonna leave it at I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's
the
true,
whole
yeah,
movie
that's
fucking
true.
sucks.
okay, but was it worth it, do you think, to release this version, or do you think they should have just given up while they were behind?
Honestly, if you're gonna waste your time on it, like, watch it however the hell you want to. It doesn't matter. The whole movie sucks.
Yeah, but
I'm
How do you
that.
personally feel?
okay, so
Personally, I'll feel like if I watch,
Which one would you have rather watched for the first time?
I'll watch the shorter version.
That's a smart.
I'll get it over with. I will get it
man.
over
Pull that
with. I'll
trigger.
watch the shorter version.
So
That's where
that
I'm
extra
at.
11 minutes just kills you, huh?
Oh my
Not
God.
worth it.
I will
actually,
slit my throat. Let's
actually,
put it that way.
those extra 11 minutes were the things that I actually liked the best. There's a lot more shit I would have cut out of this film. So,
Like the entire character of Captain Boomerang, apparently.
I would have rather have seen this movie in theaters. This is the movie I'd rather see. I don't
agree.
say that I like it any better. No,
If
I'll
we
say
can
I like
make
it a
it where-
little better, but
Chris, if we can make it where we cut out Captain Boomerang completely,
oh yeah, completely. I mean, yeah.
would you like it better?
Oh fuck yeah! cut out the Ghostbuster shit and remove Captain
Everything's
Boomerang.
a Ghostbuster shit now. There's always a vortex going up into the sky,
I know, it's so
and everyone's
boring.
got to stop it.
And that was the amazing thing I thought about Doctor Strange, is because they could have fallen into that trap, and they decided to do something interesting with the ending.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Louis, you would say this is the preferred version,
I'd say it was worth it.
and Rich,
I would also say it was worth it.
and
Whatever.
all right. So, three of us think it was worth it, and Rob just says avoid this movie at all costs. Don't bother.
I mean, yeah, avoid it. But if you're gonna watch the version, watch, I guess, the extended.
So all around, Rob would say it was not worth it. I would say the movie, Okay, well, this has been Was It Worth It? I've been Chris Morgan with
Louis Duran.
Rob Reedy.
Rich Berry.
and we bid you adieu. Good night. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Editing and engineering by Christopher Morgan. Music by Christopher Morgan. Check us out on YouTube and iTunes for the shows, and on Facebook and Twitter for updates.